Here's Kendrick Tucker, the 18-year-old from Queensland, and a hot tip for a medal from Bill Long, and he'll call the next event. Now, each of the 37 riders will complete 3 laps of the circuit, roughly 330 metres a lap, and there's a breeze there that's assisting him right to left, and he's still out of the saddle using the breeze. Now he sits down, he's in the saddle, and he'll come round for 3 laps. Coming up to the first time, the fastest time on the top left of the screen is 1:13.42 by Peter Aldridge of Jamaica. Let's watch the time as he goes through the splits. The first split is well inside the Jamaicans, 25.84, and Tucker, remember, is only 18, 25 days out of junior ranks, and has been setting outstanding times in training, and the crowd already reacting to his good timing. He's using light gear, and that might affect him on the last lap because he'll have to really stretch it out. He finished second behind Ron Boyle at the Australian titles and wasn't rated a big chance here. Let's look at his second split coming up. It's well inside the Jamaicans, 48.66. He's going to go well inside the time, but can he keep it up? He's lacking international experience, only 18. The game's record is 18.69 by Kent of New Zealand in 1970, and remember that time, 1:13.42. He's got to beat 1:13. Now the sprint, he's only got a few metres to go. Let's look at the time, 16.96 over 6 seconds inside the game's record. That's still a long way to go. 33 other riders, but that's a wonderful effort and a possible medal to Kendrick Tucker and Australia. And now Bill Long.
Now sitting on at least a medal. The whistle's placed in the commissar's mouth, and there goes the whistle, and away he goes too. And you can hear the local Canadian people. Well, they've gone absolutely mad. He's gone pretty fast out of the blocks. He hasn't settled down yet. He's still out of the saddle as he races down the back straight, looking for the little bit of breeze that's blowing down there. And he goes down over the halfway mark of the first lap. Round the turn into the straight, we're looking for time better than 24.06. And he's done that too. It's 23.78. And now we're going to look at his next sectional time. He's got to beat 44.23 to keep Tucker in at the moment, but he's in front of Tucker. He's gone past the halfway mark, and he's still riding a magnificent race level. Plenty of experience, 27 years of age. Comes into the corner. He's got to beat 44.23, and they're almost level. 44.44, so you can see there's not much in it. Lovell still going pretty strongly in the back straight. He's got a half a lap to go. The crowd have gone berserk. It's Lovell, the Canadian, racing down towards the minute mark. His time looks good to me. He's finishing a little bit better, I think, than Tucker around the turn into the straight, and Lovell comes down, and no! Tucker's beat him! No, he hasn't. He's beat...
Carl Villadrome, Kendrick Tucker, the 18-year-old from Rockhampton, who won the silver medal in the time trial, meets Trevor Gadd of England in the sprint final. It's 3 laps of the circuit with the last 200 metres the sprint. A real tactical race, and Trevor Gadd in the back position this time has to try and pass him over these last 200 metres, and it looks like Tucker has him pretty well covered with about 150 to go. Tucker, who rode from the back in the first heat, has tremendous speed over this last sprint, but this is where it counts. Can he hold out? He's got light gear in his bike, and yes, he's going to hold it. He takes the gold medal. Kendrick Tucker first, and Trevor Gadd of England second. Earlier today, Gary Campbell of Launceston kept...
At the moment of speaking, they're coming around with about 3 1/4 laps to go, and they've got the race well and truly under control. The gold medals at the moment, they're a little bit down, even though they started fast under New Zealand for the first lap. But the quartet, the Australian quartet, are really putting them down. You'll notice the clock on the television set says 4.82, and that's their margin, 4.82 hundredths of a second, and the 4 of them together going along in delightful style. You can see swinging up there now is... I should say on the front is Nichols, and they're followed by Fitzgerald and the 2 Sutton brothers. And they're a great quartet, these, as they come down with a little more than a lap and a half to go. They're winding in the New Zealanders all the time. Couldn't possibly lose these gold medals as long as they stand up. A few moments ago we saw a shocking smash in the final for third, in which England finished up winning from Canada with a fall in the first lap. Here they come. They come down to get the bell, the Australians, and there's 4 delightful gold medals coming up, 1 for each of them. Gary Sutton, the leader, has got them flat to the boards, swinging down the back straight. They go towards the half-lap mark. It'll be interesting to see if they can break their own record of 4:31.13. They've got a chance to do that right now too. The time's ticking by. Here they come into the straight. Only got about 60 metres left to ride, and here they are. Gold medals to Australia. Fitzgerald down the back, I should say. Sutton puts his hands up, and the time is 4:29.43, which is a new record to Australia. Gold medals. Great ride, 4:29.43 seconds. It's 7 o'clock, which is pretty well out and back on a divided road with a loop into the beautiful park. And there's the flag to send the 56 riders on their way, representing 22 countries. Griffiths has got the field settled down with the two Samsonettis right behind him. He's starting to climb one of the big hills, and we have the 6 riders away. The riders away are Stockwell and Hill, or I should say, and Bell of New Zealand, Anderson of Australia, Thornton of Wales, from Scotland, John Clark, and the Canadian Pierre Harvey. Now, here he goes. Look, here's a great move now by Pierre Harvey, the Canadian. He's jumped them on the hill. Right, now there's 102 miles they've ridden to this point, and the 3 are still well away. They've got medals well and truly around their neck at the moment. All they've got to do is to stay up. You'll notice that it's been raining, and some of these corners are very, very dangerous, to say the least. In fact, when you go up to do the turn after the finishing line, they turn around a right-hand... oh, Anderson's down. He's crashed. A bad crash by Anderson. Oh, so too is Harvey. Pierre Harvey's down. Now, this left Gary Bell, the New Zealander, on his own. There's Anderson up on his bike. Harvey not on his yet, but Anderson is, and Anderson set out in now a pursuit to try and pull back Gary Bell. This is the replay. Anderson looks behind, and down he goes. In fact, he didn't seem to be at all balanced on his bike. Now there's Harvey. Harvey's going towards the outside rail. As I said before, it's been raining and the road's very slippery, and here he goes. He's losing control of the back wheel. Harvey's about to go down. Watch him. He falls on his arm to take a bit of it, and there's the sprint coming up. Harvey the leader. Anderson's back in third position. They race with about 150 metres to go. There goes Bell through on the inside, and Anderson's also flashing home. Anderson about to join them. They race with about 100 yards to go. Anderson gets to the front. Anderson's a leader with about 100 metres to go, slinking away, and Anderson goes to the line to win it from Harvey, with Bell third, a win to Australia. A fantastic finish